Good morning, everyone. What are you doing back there?
Where was I supposed to be? Oh.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Adobe Live. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed the amazing stream from Dan and Andrea, who are both there filming us right now. The pressure's on. The chat doesn't bother me.
Way too many cameras
it's the
here.
People.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I'm here. I'm Howard Pinsky. I'm also here. Senior XD Evangelist at Adobe, joined by the one and only Chris Cannon, who's always lost, as you can tell in the beginning.
Do you like the Helvetica New on this?
I do. You should change that font.
You know what I've noticed is that ever since I started hanging out with Dan, I have a British accent.
It rubs off, doesn't it? How's it going?
I'm sad. I've got my box of tissues over there.
Okay.
You can't see.
Why are you sad?
It's day 3.
It is.
And it's the last stream of the year.
I'm relieved.
Oh, wow.
It's been a week.
Tell me how you really feel.
It's been a week. But this has been fun. Yeah. So what have you been doing over the last few days?
Oh, design system, right? And it was kind of boring day 1. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, design systems are never exciting.
No, well,
but you have to get through the boring stuff to get to the good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about Excel sheets because those are just fun, right?
Totally.
No. Yeah. No. I feel that's how the beginning of a design system is. It's like talking about a spreadsheet.
Yeah. And by the way, welcome to everyone who's joining us live on Behance. We have Maj, we have Su Yog, Munir, Jordan, Matthias, our amazing mod. Adobe Live, GusBot is in the house.
Yep.
Right over there, DJ Paco running behind the scenes.
Yep.
Good stuff, a lot of awesome people. Some of them have been in this chat all day.
And all week.
And all week, which is great. And we thank you, honestly. Thank you for joining us for this entire week, this entire day. And hopefully to reward some of you, we have Chat and Win coming up in about half an hour. So behind us in about half an hour, fireworks are gonna explode all over the place. And then one of you awesome people, Tim is here, hey Tim. One of you awesome people is gonna win some good old angle stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, look at
angle.
that, look at that. Look at that stuff. So we'll have more about that.
Really good next to that that iPhone.
You actually blend in quite well with the white in the background.
Look at that. Oh.
We're gonna have more about that very soon in about half an hour. It's okay. Right over your head. And then half an hour before the stream ends, we're gonna be reviewing portfolios. So if you hit that review tab, there's a tab above me this way. Submit your portfolio, we will pick 2 of them and we will go to town on your work. Give you suggestions, compliment you, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
So should we jump into today?
Yeah.
What do you have planned?
Oh, I thought you were designing today.
No, I'm not doing a thing.
All right. It's like you've already taken the week off.
I have the best job.
Done.
I sit here, I talk to you, and you do all the hard work.
Right.
It's the greatest job.
A little bit of picking on. Don't forget that part. You gotta keep
That's true.
humble.
I make fun of Chris all week.
Yep.
Even off stream, I'm making fun of you.
It's true. It's true.
We have a great relationship.
Like I asked you to rest her one time. You're like, no, you can't. Don't. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks. All right. So I made a logo called Paco's Tacos.
Oh, look at that. That's much nicer than yesterday's.
Really? I mean, it was the wireframe, so yeah, totally. But I made the new one, and I actually tried to make it all digitized too.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm like, you know what?
Almost looks transparent.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I actually was like, let's do something new. So this is here, and then the other thing I thought was.
Is that a link symbol?
It's actually not. Because the reason why it's not a link symbol is because it's technically not part of the design system.
Okay.
It's a good question, but it's more of a sub-brand, right? Just how all these images were and we took them out.
But that makes sense. But just for the sake of, showing off link symbols for those who may not have seen it, can you make that a link symbol?
Oh, I totally could.
So put that in the other document.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put it on the bottom here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we are going to Command K, or
Command K.
If you're on a PC.
Control K.
Oh, okay. I don't know what a PC is, so they just keep telling me you build stuff for it. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to delete this. Actually, I'm gonna keep it. So I have it here. I'm gonna bring it over here. Yeah, it should be
look
the
at
same
that.
size.
That lovely. Oh.
Will you?
You're not good at this.
Oh, do you know why? It's because I made the nav bar a symbol.
Okay.
Because
Got it.
I figured the nav bar I was gonna use it multiple times. And because I was going to use it multiple times, I might as well make it.
Okay.
Okay, 16. Isn't it kind of nice to not have more cameras on you than the normal are?
Yeah.
I was getting nervous.
Matthews is asking if I'm going to be animating any icons. Maybe.
There may or may not be some animation here.
Could be.
Because I thought about it. I was like, oh, you know what would be cool is that we take your kind of the concept around the dialer tick, you know, with the numbers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Paco's Tacos is exactly the same letters. Drop the T, or the P down, T comes and then goes back up.
Ah, interesting.
So I may be able to do some kind of animation there, and I want to try it live. So we may break some stuff.
It's always fun when you break things.
Yeah.
So, so for those who are not familiar with link symbols, hopefully you are by now, but that object right there has a little yellow, that's not yellow, it's green. If you go back to the other one.
Oh, sorry.
Has a little green symbol, and that lets us know that it's linked to another document. It could be local, it could be in the cloud, could be anywhere. But because it's linked, what Chris is able to do, or anyone who owns the original document, they can go back to that original document where all the, the design system is, make changes to the icon or any other link symbol that's on this design system, and it will populate throughout all the other documents that it's linked to.
Yeah.
Not automatically. You have to review the
nice.
changes first, so
Right.
you don't just get surprised.
Right.
But it's cool.
Let's see here. So I've got this here. Let me look at my symbol. So it's in our design system that we have here.
Hey, welcome, Steve, and thank you for the compliments. He says we're doing great. Even you.
Okay. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. So I think that I need, later guys, I think that I need a, I'm trying to think here. So let's try something here really quick, because people who are tuning in now may not have seen yesterday. So let's
Possibly
try
not,
some,
yeah.
let's try some color changes. What if we want to make this darker? Oh, so we've made it darker now. Okay.
Oh, you see, did you notice it changed to blue?
Yes,
that lets you know there's an
blue.
update.
And you know what my favorite part of this is? You see down the bottom here?
It's also blue.
Yes, it is. And then if I hover over it, it does my changes. So
It
I can look at them. What do you think? You think we should keep it a little darker? Or did you like the way it was before?
Move your cursor off. I kind of like it bright.
Like this?
No.
Or are you saying like
Like
this?
that,
And
yeah.
I do too. Like I want a hint of that color,
Yeah.
but I don't want it fully. So we're gonna go back and change it. Now it's still gonna say, hey, there's been changes done. So, and it even tells you what time it was updated.
I like it.
That's nice. Which will also be nice when we can see, maybe in the future they come up with an update that shows more. Like, hey, this is what was changed, X, Y, and Z.
That would be cool.
So,
Maybe in the future.
yes, someday.
I think we'll see a lot of updates to symbols this year.
Yep,
I think we'll see updates to collaboration,
yep.
linked documents. A lot of good stuff this year coming up.
Andrew actually talked a lot about that stuff in the last blog
He
post.
did.
So if you haven't read the blog post...
Which I actually have the blog post right here on my screen.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at this. So there was a blog post released by Andrew Shorten, who I should have checked what his title was, but I believe it's Senior Director of Product Management or something like that. And he wrote a big long blog post introducing cloud documents. But what really stood out to me, and it has been standing out to a lot of people, is that he kind of teased this up for the future. So he doesn't just say, here's we release cloud documents so you can save your documents in the cloud and great. He also basically says that it's step one, it's the MVP of something much bigger, a much bigger vision for what we want for cloud documents. Things like faster sharing, always nice, right? Mm-hmm. Live collaboration, that's a big one.
Oh, huge one. I think people on Teams want that so bad.
Yeah.
I'm forever alone, so...
Well, we can collaborate one day.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine, in the future, we'll be doing these Adobe live streams, and we can both be working on the exact same document in real time.
That's right.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, it would be cool.
Versioning, so you don't have to save, design system swipe _01.
Yeah.
_02, _final. You don't have to do that. It's all contained within one document. And design systems. So what you're doing right now could be irrelevant in, many months.
Oh,
Not the concept of a design system, but the way you're building it, the way you're storing assets. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the vision. I haven't seen the future. But, you know, design system's something that we definitely want to focus on.
You haven't seen the Futura?
You made that joke yesterday.
Yeah, I did actually. You know what? That's a good font though.
Yeah.
You know why it's a good font? Because this is actually a condensed version. So we started by talking about condensed fonts yesterday.
Yep.
Did you know Futura makes a condensed font?
I did not know.
So it's Futura. I'm assuming STD is standard. Condensed,
okay. Yeah.
And it looked really good with this logo.
Nice.
So I was actually impressed with it. So I used it.
James says that would be awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of really cool things coming up that are being worked on. I wish I could talk about all of them.
I'm actually really impressed.
You've seen a few things.
Have I though?
A few things.
Well, you have a pod here that they call quote unquote a meditation pod, but no, it's not. It's a brain wiper.
It's a
I don't remember
pod.
anything that was talked about afterwards. And if you don't believe me, go to my Twitter. It's on there. Front and center. All right, so one thing that we forgot off our design system was we forgot in our, I actually removed that, but we forgot after design system. Remember how we created the button down in the bottom right-hand corner?
Yep.
Yeah, we forgot that. So we need to make it. Also too, I don't like that it's 44, so I'm gonna actually go 54. We're still on that grid, right?
Okay.
So we'll do that. And then the rest of the buttons are at 44 or 40. So I'm probably gonna bump these all to, depending on how they look, I'm probably gonna bump them to 48 just to keep to our 8-point grid.
Got it.
But we'll see. Sizes, those can be changed at any time. We're gonna turn this into a symbol, so it's linked. And delete this one. We're gonna bring this over here.
Matthew says I can talk.
What?
Not yet. Can't talk about things yet.
This is a safe zone.
Super classified.
Yeah. Because Adobe will shut that down. Like the someplace here and where we're at might shut down, you know.
More what I can
more
say,
secrets.
Chris is rambling. But what I can say is that 2019 is going to be a good year for XD.
So if you're not using it, start using it.
Yeah, start tinkering with it.
Yep. All right. So, and I've started my animation thought process here.
Okay. So what goes through your mind when you're thinking about, you're still in the design phase or even the wireframing phase,
right?
But you know you're going to be animating.
Right.
What steps are you taking to make sure that it's a smooth process?
Well, I'll start saying, okay, well, one of the things is when you're doing your animations, you have to remember that that layer has to be on every single one, right?
Right.
Or auto animate doesn't work.
Yeah, it reverts to a dissolve.
Right. So oftentimes you have to be like, oh, okay, is that on there? And let me just start thinking through the process then. Yep. So I actually will, so we have most of our layers set up from our wireframe from yesterday, right? So I've got obviously my cards, I've got here, and this is an iPad 12.9, so it's new. Right, so everyone that's designed, and that's why I want to design it, because that way we can start working live on some of the things like, oh, hey, maybe make the button 60 pixels on a 12.9 because you're at a 13-inch screen, basically.
Right.
Versus on a 9.7 screen, it would be, you would probably want to go down to a minimum version of a 44 because you're at what, 1024 by 768? Dimensions, so you have a lot of room to work with, which is exactly why I'm looking at these buttons here and I'm like, they look really small. And especially if I look at this, see, like, it just seems, the cards look small, they just seem kind of small here. So
a little bit, not too bad though, but
they're not.
A little bit.
And you know what the other thing is too, is if it looks small on the screen, go grab it. If you have
That's
that
true.
possible,
you
go
just
grab
really
a physical
can't tell
device
until you have it.
Yeah.
So there's a few questions quickly. Gemma was asking about Project Gemini. I've used it, super cool, but I don't know when exactly.
That's
it's coming out this
VR
year.
one, right?
Well, not this year, but no, that's the drawing one, the painting one,
yes,
where it's
yes,
like watercolors and oil paint, and they act like
with
Kyle Webster is working on that.
That's right. That's
Ooh,
right.
smart guy.
That's right.
And sometime in 2019, I don't know the exact date. I wish I did. And then Alex is asking, XD should be able to export code. It's an interesting request because we hear that often, right? We hear that people want to take their designs and just pump it directly into code, but it's a very tricky thing to do, because when you have nothing to work with, no code to work with, and there's so many different frameworks and coding languages and a lot of different things, it's never going to be perfect. Right. And to create a feature, not to say that's never going to happen, but to create a feature within XD that outputs unperfect code, it just feels like it's not something that should be prioritized at the moment. That being said, there are some plugins directly in XD that you can use right now that will output to some form of code. You'll probably still need some coding knowledge to polish it up and get it working. Yeah. But it's a start. So at the moment, it's a design application, but who knows what the future holds.
But I think the other thing too that we have to also look at is maybe those are better for plugins rather than having XD build them out, because what I like about the plugin being, say for instance, I'm a web developer too with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? Well, I'm not doing not an XD app, a iOS app, and I don't need the Swift code. So it would be interesting to have someone say, I'm just throwing it out there, Apple would build a plugin that was focused solely on Swift, because then that's a single thing that they can focus on, and it makes it much easier for me to just, well, if I don't do iOS apps, I don't need to plug that in. And it keeps XD small. Like on my computer, it keeps that size. So I'm wondering if that's the best route.
It might be. I'm not sure. I mean, Matthias is bringing up Muse that did, it was kind of a design plus coding tool that outputted code. And it wasn't always perfect.
Which is RIP now, right?
Yeah, it's no longer supported. But it wasn't perfect. And because, developers, again, have all different languages they use. They have different techniques of coding. Yeah. And it sometimes it just it adds more frustration.
It does.
So work with a good developer and they'll be able to
And you have to ask yourself, does it these export to code, honestly though, I don't ever use it. I use web development, so like I don't ever sit there and go, oh yeah, hey, why is this not doing CSS? Now, it would be nice if I could right click on it and then see, hey, this is what the CSS would be if I was typing it out. I see where people might be coming from that direction. Yeah. But there's a plugin for CSS.
There is.
So.
And at some point, I think Photoshop still has that. You can copy the CSS. Yeah. And that's something a little bit easier because CSS is more or less the same across the board.
That's correct, yeah.
Not 100% because there's different versions of CSS, but that's something that could potentially find its way into XD at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever see taking an entire application workflow from start to finish and then exporting that to Swift. It'll never be perfect.
But there is Brackets. You ever used it?
No.
So Brackets actually is a small Adobe project, and I could see them building a plugin.
No, maybe.
And they support, 100 languages?
So that's, I mean, if services like this exist already. Yeah. Then plugin might be the way to go.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so.
And hey, Aditya. Hey, from yesterday.
Oh, remember? That's right. She's saying that you guys live today again. Yes, lucky day. Huh?
We are here.
Lucky day.
Last day. Yeah.
What is this? I see in the schedule that Pachito. Oh, very nice. Okay, so. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna start on a splash screen.
Sure.
It's really simple, but I think I'm gonna do an animation here. So I'm thinking through the animation, and I think what I wanna do is gradients. Like I've got pretty good colors here.
I love me some gradients.
And I bet you I could go and do, it's a popular thing right now, right? And so I bet you that I could move this. Now I'm gonna have to rearrange my artboards now, but that's okay. I've got what I need, and the rest of it, again, those are just keyframes, artboards. All right. Let's see here. So let's add this. Okay. Boom. I think you can do more than 5 colors, right? If I remember correctly.
We'll find out.
Okay. Another color there. And I tested some things, but other things I left because I want to I want to work these problems out with those that are here with us, so they can actually see how a designer who's been doing it for 4 to 5 years. It's not. I don't want them to be like, oh, here's the end, because we had a conversation about that yesterday. Like, a lot of designers get on Dribble or Behance and just show the end product, but the process is where a lot of newer designers, they want to hear, they want to see, and I think that's pivotal to becoming a better designer, is when you have those. But I also recommend going out and getting a mentor. I really do.
Mentors are great.
Yeah.
So Alex is following up to that. Why build 2 mountains, prototype and coded version, when you can build 1 mountain? So it's also complicated because, one, there's very few, I would say, maybe I'm wrong, but there's probably very few full stack developers out there who can code very well and also design very well. It could be very difficult to find someone like that. And then, like I mentioned, it's also very difficult if you have the design to export it to perfect code.
Correct.
So you're going to still need to know some coding knowledge. It's a very tricky situation to figure out, which is why you see very few applications that do this.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I think the question we need to have is, why don't you have that conversation with the developer and have the developer create a process with your developer? And if you create that process with your developer, you shouldn't have those problems. Because they have their tools to worry about. I mean, they've got GitHub. What's the tool that you guys use? Jira. There's another one. So there's a lot of the ones that they have to worry about. So it's hard for them to, I'm assuming, I've got to learn everything that you're learning, and then on the other hand, I've got to learn my stuff.
I mean, sure, ideally it would be great if there was an application or a feature within XD or any other application that you can strictly design and then pump out to code.
That's correct, yeah.
But it's tricky.
Yeah. And you know what? I guess we don't live in a perfect world.
Certainly don't.
It's unfortunate that sometimes you just have to roll with the punches.
Yep. Munir is asking, what are your tips on presenting UI and UX projects on Behance? Specifically to me, but I'll let you answer that as well. For me, I actually don't post very much on Behance these days.
Same.
Because for me, I look at Behance as one of those places that you really should be posting complete projects, which I don't do very often these days. Like from start to finish, showing off your entire flow. Because there's Dribble on one hand, which is really now these days posting your final result, things that look really pretty. And then there's Behance, which allows you to showcase how you started the project, from sketches to wireframing to the working prototypes. And at some point, eventually, Auto Animate will work on the web and Behance, which would be nice. So that's the thing that kind of attracts me when I'm looking at Behance projects, is how a designer got to that end point. How did they start with sketches? Did they use swirly things, circular guides or anything like that to help them design a logo? Or did they just go straight to the punch and just start designing?
Yeah. And it's interesting you say that, and I'm curious to know if someone's posted today, not necessarily from our challenges, but someone who's posted to kind of show off an example of like end work. But it's true. I feel like as our portfolios, we want to say, hey, this is the process that we ran through, and this is the flow that we had, and you kind of show the end. And I feel like exactly what you said, Behance, that's what they do. They show all that stuff, the process of, hey, this is what's going on. And then I love the ones that like break it down, especially the brands. The brand ones are amazing because they go through and they're like, hey, this is what my sketches were. This is what my, what is it called? My tonality and so on and so forth. This is why we got to this point. And they show that strategy. But in a UX space, sometimes they won't do that because prototyping is not sexy.
Usually not.
In the wireframing stage. So it's hard. I think some designers, I know I shouldn't say this because everyone says, should designers code? Should designers do this? Should designers knit? And I think
maybe. It's relaxing.
Is it?
Sometimes.
Never done.
Although I will say that there have been times where I've been working on a project, even something fairly small, whether it's a small auto animate example or just 1 or 2 screens, where I've gone through many, many revisions and started off looking absolutely terrible. And then you see all the different revisions, which versioning would be great for something like that. But you get to the end point, and showing that on Behance or in a project would be kind of cool. You know, where you started from, this really ugly looking prototype, to something that's really fresh and smooth.
Oh, that's true.
So,
yeah.
you know.
No, that
But you're absolutely right about the brands. I've seen a lot of brand redesigns where they just show pages and pages of like drawn out sketches of each and every revision of that logo until they get to the final one that they're working with.
Right, right.
I like to see that.
Yep, and it's definitely, hey, on this animation here, do I want to go 3 screens or do I want to go 2 when you're doing a scroll through? So in essence, basically what would happen here is I'm going to do this as a timed.
Yep.
Okay, auto animate. What do you usually do on your delays? I do like 0.3.
0.3 might be too quick. I usually do like 0.8.
Okay.
And if I'm recording it, I do around 2 seconds just to give me enough time to hit that record button.
Ah, okay, okay. That's a good pro tip. You are far more superior at this because you do this every day when it comes to animation, so that's why I want to pick your brain.
I go home from work and I animate.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like this, or should we have a middle point and then go to the next one?
Try it.
Okay, let's do it. At first you don't succeed. Try again.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at Adobe Max, they asked me to do a creative jam.
Oh, yeah.
And Elaine actually, right after they announced it, showed me that you could do like a circle and you could spin it around in animation and kind of do that concept here. So, too fast?
That was very fast.
I don't know if I like the snap either.
No, not in that case. No. Snap is good.
Yeah.
Usually for like or mobile apps that are scrolling and things like that, it kind of snaps at the top.
Yep.
But not for that.
So
maybe an ease out. Yeah, you got it.
I got to ease in out.
Yeah, that's good.
But then again, it is easing out, so technically I could go that direction too. Okay, so that's kind of our loading screen. It slides over. And we could even make it go slower. Actually, that's what we're going to do, because I want it to be like subtle. That was very...
Yeah, you can go like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
3 is a good number.
That's not what I want. Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
All right.
I'm wondering if the colors need to be stretched out more.
I think so, because there's a bit of a harsh
so we've got
break. But
we've got 8 colors, and so it becomes kind of a problem. So
could always drop it down, even to 6 colors or something like that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Kick out some of the blues, and let's see.
Someone's asking, what are your tips for someone beginning designing UI and UX?
Okay, so. So this, I did it differently. A lot of people were like, oh, I got to choose colors first and things. So actually, I would look at people like Johnny and several of them, Eddie, different people that were on Dribble or Behance.
Eddie's great.
And I would actually take their work and I would not copy it, but I would use it to basically build out what I wanted to do. So say it was similar, like, hey, they posted something that was... a movie trailer app or whatever it is. So I would copy that out and say, okay, I noticed that on their grid they did 8 pixels or they did 12 pixels or they did this. Well, why did they do that? And I'd go and research that. I think that's the biggest thing, is understanding the foundation of design, because I was self-taught.
Yeah.
Right, and I watch YouTube videos and I do that stuff. And then I went to mentors and said, hey, what's this? As a matter of fact, Peter is actually the one that came back to me and said, hey, you should, I know you've been doing 2 or 5 pixel grids, try an 8 and see how that works. And it's actually, I think as I learned for myself and said, oh, okay, perfect, let's switch this out, let's fix this, and it happens over time. Now, someone who goes to school, yes, they're gonna have that benefit of having that professor who has that experience, they could do it. So whatever path you decide, it's whatever makes you feel better when it comes to learning those things.
Yeah, and for me, someone who didn't go to school for UI and UX design, just doing has been so incredibly valuable, especially in the last year as I've been really ramping up my UI and UX designing. Like you said, go to Dribble, go to Behance, find really cool projects, and just copy them.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you're working commercially or you're going to be publishing this stuff, don't copy.
Yeah.
But if you're learning and just trying to understand the applications, understand how to use gradients properly, understand grids like you were talking about, copy to your heart's content.
Right.
Because that will help you become a better designer, because all of a sudden you're learning different techniques on how to create different elements and things like that. And eventually it'll just start clicking. You'll start a new project and you'll start remembering little things from all the other projects that you've been copying or, getting inspiration from.
Yep.
And you'll just slowly start to realize that, you're getting the hang of this.
Yeah. I think it's time for win and chat.
Oh, it is. Fireworks.
Woo!
So in just about a minute, not a minute, I don't know, a few minutes maybe, one of you will win a 1-year subscription to Angle, and Chris is going to be covering Angle a little bit later in the show, but we'll be back in a second, and when we do, what should they type in the chat? Putting them on the spot.
Let's see here.
You can type in anything, but you can also type in your best UI and UX tip.
Man,
Let's go with that.
I don't have a problem speaking.
You trust me, I know.
Guard there.
We'll see you in a second. And we're back. Pew, pew, pew. Everyone's typing.
All the fireworks.
Good stuff. So let us know your favorite UI and UX tip, or just type in really anything. And in a few seconds, few minutes, whatever, the amazing algorithms at Adobe will pick one of you awesome people, and you will win a 1-year subscription to Angle. Which, you've used Angle, obviously, right?
Yes, I have. Actually, fun fact.
Yeah.
In my career, I actually wanted to learn Swift, and Ming too, who is the
Ming's great.
creator. I took his class, and I learned another design tool that way too, and it helped me a lot in my career too. So it was one of those things because I wanted to learn what was possible. Oh, we have a name already?
James.
Jeez, look at that.
I've seen James, I think since day one he's been here.
Yeah.
So good on you, James. You just won a 1-year
James.
subscription to Angle. Someone from Behance is going to get in touch with you probably in 37 nanoseconds. Did you do it? Did you do it? No, he didn't. He failed. GusBot failed. I'm kidding.
1 second.
Yeah, someone's going to get in touch with you and hook that up for you. So if you didn't win, maybe we'll have more in the future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it obviously isn't 2000.
But Angle is a free plugin.
Yeah.
And you can use existing, you can show it off, but you can use existing mock-ups that you might have on your computer, you purchased previously, or there are free ones that you can also download. But they also have some amazing ones that you can just purchase that are just ready to go and just work.
Yeah.
But
it's a really nice plugin. Like you can sit here and you can say, hey, what's the pixel density? What is the quality I want? And what's the orientation? So you can even do flip, you can do these things, and then you just apply it.
Yeah.
And that animation though, I like it.
Yeah. But you didn't have an actual mock-up selected.
Oh, I didn't? Sorry.
No. So you need a mock-up selected on the screen layer.
You can't actually do it on the prototype side. I was in the prototype too.
Yeah.
Okay, so apply mock-up. Okay, there it is, default. Let's apply that. I left my density at 3 pixels, even though I think it's at
I don't think this is going to work either. I think you're applying the same artboard to the same artboard.
Oh, that's right.
We'll get into it later when you actually have a mock-up, but yeah.
Yes.
It's a good plugin, trust me.
All
Especially if you want to take your designs and kind of skew them into a perspective or isometric
That's correct,
mock-up.
yeah.
It's really nice.
And I tested it last night with this one, but for some reason, you're right, I deleted my two artboards were the one that we had on our comp.
Yep.
And that one, so.
Yep.
Let's see here.
And Aditya is saying that she misses us.
Does she?
He or she. I can't see if it's a, I'm assuming it's a she, maybe.
It's a she.
Yeah. But the good news is that we're going to be back, not you.
Wow.
Adobe Live is going to be back quite a bit in 2019.
Yeah.
So
typically after we come here, we just pass on to a whole nother realm. It's like, it's in between Middle Earth. It's right there.
Yeah, we have a lot going on in 2019. A lot of UI and UX, a lot of illustration, photography, all good stuff. So we'll be here a lot. Maybe you'll even be asked back. I don't know.
Not if you have anything to say about it. I'm just kidding. All right, so
I enjoy Chris.
I feel like if I make this longer, I'm gonna get this right.
Oh, Aditya is the guy.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I'm a dude. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
So what did you reduce the gradients? Is that what you did?
I didn't actually reduce them yet. I want to.
Okay.
I'm going to do some tests here. So what I did was I said, okay, what's the size of the 2 artboards?
Yep.
And then I basically made it that size.
Mm.
So I want to see how it is. But obviously at this size, I want to see.
I'm beating you in the burn count, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, 2-0. Yeah. And Riley's asking, what's the tea for today? This is, I think it's an organic jasmine, no, green dragon tea. I don't know what's in it, but it tastes really good.
See, and I told him not
Adobe hooks us up with the teas.
I said you need to be a little more softer, because that's, if you drink more jasmine tea, you'd be a little softer. I think it's a Canadian.
All right,
that's what
could
happens. All right. How are you winning now? Now I'm gonna not even pay attention to my design, and I'm gonna have to compete.
Well, looking at your design, it looks like you haven't been paying attention at all.
No, I've been swiping too much left and right. Let's see here. That was a hard one. Right
I know.
There.
I went for that one.
That was rough.
And yeah, as Adobe Live just said, if you want us to review your portfolios,
Yeah.
definitely get them in before the deadline, which is right down there.
We probably won't have you review them though.
Yeah, I've been pretty harsh.
Yeah, it's Friday for you today, isn't it? Huh? You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. This is a change. Mean Howard. Let's see here. Okay, so we got this. I still don't like it.
Yeah, it's still a little bit harsh.
Yep, so we're gonna cut back colors.
I think so.
We're gonna cut back this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors in there.
And that's what this is about too. Don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, there's never been a designer in the history of any sort of design that has succeeded 100% of the time.
Yeah, unless you're Paul Rand.
No, even he's failed.
I'm kidding. He has failed. I feel like that looks much better too. So we're going from obviously a pink to a purple that turns into a blue,
Okay.
and then we're going back the other side of the spectrum to go blue, light, and then green.
Yep.
So let's cut that out. Okay, I feel like that's a little smoother.
That does look a little bit smoother.
Yeah, I feel like that. So, yeah, you know what? Looking at it from here, this looks much smoother, and there's not so much. So, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what I'd love to see in the future? Dithering.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's because you can kind of see. Maybe it's just the monitor.
Yeah, but you don't
but
know
you can
how to
still
spell
see
dithering. So, how can you ask for something you don't know how to smell?
But you can definitely see a little bit of choppiness on the gradient if you have a lot of colors.
Yeah, I noticed that. And then I'm wondering if they'll bring, because again, they share a lot of their features. Will they bring
Freeform?
freeform gradients?
That would be cool.
I know. Could you imagine all the dribble shots and behance shots that come from that inside of XD?
That would be nice. Aditya is asking if I can make more YouTube videos. Yeah, I definitely can.
You want to make more YouTube videos? Oh.
So I have a lot of XD con. If you're looking to learn XD, I have a lot of stuff coming out or going to be worked on in probably January, February.
Yeah. But take a break though. I know Howard's going to. What are you coming back? Like January? When are they having you back on the show? Like January 6th? When is that when you're coming back?
Sometime in January I'll be back.
Okay, very nice. You got to take a break though. You really, as a designer, you can't keep going, and you really got to take a break. I mean, even being on the shows like this, you feel tired afterwards.
Yeah, breaks are super necessary.
Yeah, I call them creative walks.
I like that.
And because I talk a lot, I do talk to myself as I'm on that walk.
I bet you
forever alone.
Yeah, breaks are super necessary. I can't tell you how many times I have been designing for hours and hours and hours on a single project. And then I walk away or I go to sleep or whatever. I come back, sit down on my computer and think, the heck did I just design?
Yeah, I know.
Because as you're designing and you're sitting just staring at the same thing over and over again, your brain becomes accustomed to what you're designing.
Yeah.
So naturally it's gonna think, this looks pretty good. Until you walk away, you clear your brain, get some water, exercise, whatever, and then you can get a fresh perspective of whatever it is that you're working on. Then you can think, not good.
Yeah.
Or if it is good, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
And ask your friends, your honest friends. Get feedback. Feedback is good too.
Yeah, don't ask someone that's gonna be like, oh, that looks good. Like your mom or dad or
Yeah, they'll tell you everything.
your auntie or your grandma.
Yeah. Ask me, because if it's not good, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
As you can tell.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just renaming some of these forms. That's the other thing too, that when you're doing these symbols, you can't be lazy on this. You really can't. And what's your favorite type of form, or I shouldn't say form fill out, but your favorite type of labels? Do you do the dashes in between? Do you do the camel case? I mean, you never developed, right?
I did, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. But yeah, I don't know. If obviously if I'm doing JavaScript, it's a different thing. But for something like labels in my XD documents, I just type things out. I don't really have at the moment, I don't have a method of doing things.
Yeah.
I probably should.
A method of madness, yeah. I think now that we have the search capabilities and all this other stuff, I'll probably most likely start finding a process that keeps me.
Yeah. The search feature has really gotten me to make sure that everything is labeled and everything is grouped and properly organized in my layers panel. Because then if you want to search, it's impossible if everything's named rectangle 2.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Wait, yours just keeps going rectangle 2, rectangle 2? Mine actually gives me numbers.
No.
Are you on a broken one? I'm trying to figure out.
No.
All right. Okay, so I have this here for my login, and then, but it's really small, obviously, and we're gonna have to break the symbol, but it's going to work.
Wouldn't it be great if you could resize your symbols?
You can.
I mean,
by breaking it.
By breaking it, yeah. But without breaking it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You know, I'm curious to know what Chad has to say about workarounds. There's not a feature in here.
Right.
So how do I work around it?
Yep. But symbol resizing would be fun.
Yes. What is it that you say all the time? It's coming soon?
I cannot confirm or deny it's being worked on.
I will take it to my grave.
Actually, I believe, and I hope I'm getting this right, I believe someone from the team publicly confirmed that things like that for symbols are being worked on.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't know when it's coming out.
Well, I would think that for the blog post you read today, it's design systems. That's what it is, right? A library.
It's probably part of that, yeah.
Things, yeah. Okay. Right. So we have that here for our inactives. I'm going to change the name to email. I need to go get your password. Yep. Get these. Okay. Thank you for naming all these. I really appreciate it.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They just came in like that.
Okay, so what we picked out for the email was this one. Okay.
Did I get a password one for you?
The lock, remember?
Oh, that's right, I did. Yeah.
Is this the one with the animation?
No, but there is a little object. There's basically a white object. So you have to be careful if you're putting it against something that's not white.
Okay, this one will be white.
Yeah.
But I see what you're talking about there. There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How are we doing on time for a portfolio?
We are about 45 minutes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
So if you do want Chris and I to take a look at your amazing work on Behance, make sure to submit it. There's a tab at the top, right above my head, all the way up there. And about half an hour before the stream ends, 45 minutes from now, we'll take a look.
Yeah, totally. I think I found another bug.
Ooh.
Yeah. So see that?
Yeah.
We're red.
Did you save the document over here?
Thank you.
Got to save it. It's not a bug. User error. Yeah, I beat you to that one.
What's the phrase that people use? ID 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was what it was.
Yeah.
Blonde moment. Sorry. All right. When it comes to Riley's asking, when it comes to initial UX process, who starts from scratch for every project and who starts with a template? I don't start from scratch. Ever. Well, no, that's not true, actually. I do start from scratch because there's different animations, there are different things that you're going to do. But if there's something that I've done in the past that is animation, I actually will go grab that and then switch things out because I don't want to. Yeah. But then I have to rename. It's easier to just start renaming stuff.
Yep.
From that, so yeah. All right. I saw myself for a second and then I went.
I know, wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like the Inception.
It's magic. Okay. So.
And just very nitpicky things. Email is uppercase, the E, and
yes, I know. You know what's weird is
lowercase.
I've noticed that this is starting to be picky. The capitalization because it's used as part of the autocorrect for the spelling.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
I know.
The spelling works great, but when it comes to that, it doesn't.
Yeah, because the thing's just starting a sentence, so it wants to automatically capitalize it.
Yep.
Just hit escape if it does that.
Okay.
Tell it no. And you
can't spell that
password right.
I can't? Oh. Let's see here. And this is not our font, so we need
so Su Yog is asking, I would love a feature where when you auto-animate and something is not named differently, or XD warns us. So I think what you're saying is that if you have two artboards and essentially the same object in both artboards, but the name is different, XD should either catch that or warn you that the animation won't happen because the objects are different named.
Yeah.
I spoke to somebody on the team about that.
Dialogue.
And they're definitely aware that it could be possibly a better experience. But at the same time, we've heard from designers that some people deliberately change the name of some objects to revert it to a dissolve. It's probably a smaller use case, but I totally agree that XD could potentially do a better job at recognizing the same object on two artboards if the names are differently or the actual type is different. Maybe one's a rectangle and one's a path. So maybe it'll recognize that in the future.
Okay, so this is my header 14. I'm going. Sorry, I'm going back.
You do you.
Sorry, I'm whispering. It's really.
I'm not
weird.
used to you whispering.
Yeah. It'd be really weird if I got close and was like.
You just go up to the microphone and just do it ASMR style.
I know. That's really weird. That is one of the weirdest trends going on right now.
Hey, it's soothing sometimes.
No.
Okay. Well, not when you do it.
No, not when anyone does it. All right. Oh, you know what I want to?
Yep.
I want to click into grabbing both.
Yes. That's something also the team is aware of. Being able to select multiple elements from multiple groups. I think we'll see that.
Okay, so we've got that here. I do love the select though, and I've seen this in other tools like Sketch or whatever it is. They don't actually have this, but if I'm actually inside of this, it's smart enough to not select everything else.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's really nice, especially if you've done a repeat grid and you've done say a bunch of what is it called? Shapes that you're trying to make something. For instance, this right here, Paco's logo.
Yep.
I just copied rather than actually copying everything else right here. So
right.
It was very nice. It makes it quick and easy. And yes, I didn't use I didn't use Illustrator for that. I used just XD.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of designers just design logos directly in XD.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard. It was too...
For certain things, If you want to get super advanced, you'll probably have to use Illustrator.
Absolutely.
Or you'll want to use Illustrator.
Yeah, like, for instance, Andrea and Dan's logo. Yeah. I definitely would go on Illustrator for that. They did a phenomenal job on that.
They did.
It kind of makes...
They're a good duo.
Yeah, what's their nickname?
Oh, Dandria?
Dandria.
I like it, yeah.
I know. But there's no shampoo to get rid of that. That was a good one, actually.
That was okay.
That was the only dad joke of the day. All right, we can go home. All right, so we've got that here. And then we've got this. Okay, so.
Do you feel that's too small?
It is, and that again.
It looks like it's there's so much space.
It is because this
device.
and this is why I want to design for a 12.9 because a lot of people, it's a new device and most people haven't designed for it. Matter of fact, some of the apps that I have that are very famous apps in the App Store, they haven't been updated to work on the resolution. I think I got 3 updates so far on some of the apps I use.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, so
do you remember the days when there was that tiny little when the iPad first came out and no one had updated and we just had like basically an iPhone version on this massive iPad?
Instagram had that forever.
Instagram still doesn't have an iPad.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
How do you not have?
I don't know.
Then again, why would you?
You know who has a good app? Dribble has a good app.
Yeah. And Behance.
Hey, Jody from Dribble. But they do have a good app.
Jody's in the.
Jody's
in there.
here. Hey, Jody. And she says the email label has a different X than the password label, and I'm stressed. You're stressing Jody out.
Say that again. Where? The email label has a different X.
Weight. I think she means weight. If you look, it's thinner than I think password.
Oh, I know. Oh, weight. The font weight.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant by X.
You know what?
But it doesn't, though.
No, it doesn't. No, I know what it is.
Oh, the size was different?
It was the size, yeah. Which I was getting to that, but you had to distract me with...
I'm sorry.
Let me see, am I on the right one?
And I said she, didn't I? I apologize. I'm just getting all my genders wrong today.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible human being.
You got that right. You can call yourself something else. Oh, that's another thing that I want too. So see how it's actually another apps that when you hold down Control, it's supposed to move both of them, and it actually in XD it does them, it combines them. So
yeah,
rather than having to go group,
right,
and then move them, which
that would be cool. Yeah,
they're set up correctly. I'm good. But yeah, having to group everything is kind of annoying sometimes.
And hey Eve, and hey Leo, and hey everyone who's just joining us.
Yeah.
You
joined us for the fun stuff.
Leo says you can copy and paste styles. You can.
You can. Do you know what the hotkeys are?
Yes, it's Command Option V, I believe.
Yes, and it's not that's not crippling either. Like it's not like you have to be like. What's the worst hotkey you can think of that you struggle with?
Probably the one in Photoshop where you were saving for web. It's like Command Option Shift S. Like,
yeah. They made you work for it because I think they wanted you to use the other feature. You're like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and be lazy.
Well, even
and
export
go to the
as
top.
I think is Command Option Shift W instead. They just moved it up one.
Yeah.
So it's slightly less, but
they gave you more buttons to save as, but less buttons to remove a background and different things like that. So there's give and take, okay? Yeah. I think everyone can admit that they've had a rough relationship with Photoshop, but they're married to it. They won't go away.
Photoshop's great.
I love it, yeah.
But yeah, but I was one of those designers who just used Photoshop for over a decade.
Yeah.
And I just use it for everything.
Yeah. One of my apps actually was designed in XD.
Okay.
And it was craziness. It was, I don't know. It's weird to think that there was no XD app.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I've been using it for 10 years. Okay, so we have that. We're done there. Once that's done, it'll dissolve away. The logo will be here. We'll move up. Sorry, I'm thinking through animation really quick. Okay. All right.
Tim says to merge all layers to a new layer in Photoshop, Command Option Shift E. That's another heavy one too.
Yeah. What does Doc say from Back to the Future? Why is everything in the future so heavy? He was right.
He's talking about shortcut keys.
He was right, yeah. All right, so we're gonna come up. This is by far actually my favorite shortcut.
Which one?
Any of the other design tools
to
that
move
I
it
use
in the stack.
Yeah, to move it back and forward.
Yeah,
it's they copied that from Illustrator and so on, so I already know that that's what it's going to be.
And by the way, speaking of moving things up and down in the stack, if you are working within a mask or a symbol, that's the only way you can move layers up and down in the stack. I don't know the exact reason why. I'm wondering if it's because they don't want to, you can't move it outside of the, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a bug, I don't know. But if you need to move a layer up or down within a mask,
you have to do that.
You have to use the shortcut key.
Right. It used to be where you couldn't even move it in a group, and they actually did on the update, so.
Oh, Aditya's saying that he commented so many times on a YouTube video I never replied. I'm terrible. No, but honestly, I very rarely look at YouTube comments anymore because YouTube just in general is usually very toxic.
Right, it is.
So I don't even bother. But
I agree with you.
Trust me, it's nothing personal. I usually look at, if I upload a new video, I'll usually look at the comments up to about a day and then respond to those. After that, I just let them float away.
Okay, pro tip from Howard, ready? Do you use the pen tool or do you use the turn a path and then cut out that, say for a triangle?
Probably the pen tool.
Pen tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with me. This is really popular to do oblong shapes, so I'm gonna do an oblong shape.
Okay.
But I've already done oblong shapes already other places, so.
Eve says, hi, Chris.
How does a model wave, like Miss America?
I wouldn't know, I don't know.
Is that how it is?
That's the queen.
Hello. Oh, that's the queen. Okay. I learned very much about the queen this morning. Very, very much. I actually didn't know that she was the queen of Australia too. Did you know that? Go. Did you know that?
Sort of, but
okay.
I don't know the logistics behind it.
Yeah. I also learned that Toronto almost got kicked out of Canada.
No. Quebec wanted to separate from Canada.
Oh, which basically would just been Toronto then. I mean, that's the only thing in Canada, right?
Sure.
Good times. For me, not necessary for you.
I deal with this all week.
Oh, you love me. What if we...
Oh no.
Hold on. What if we flip that and we made this all white? And then basically had these. I'm just testing things out, okay?
Okay. That's all part of the design process.
Yeah. In the hi-fi, that's what I do is I test things out to say, does this work?
And hey, Slimane, thank you for the lovely compliments.
No, it's not going to work because our other animation going from here to here.
You know, it might be too much of a, too much color.
Well, so what I was thinking is down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
This would actually become, so basically what we would do is flip it.
You can flip it now, yeah.
Yes, you can flip it. But this would be the color of, so what I would do is I'd select this, I would copy it, and then I would paste it in here. Paste the appearance.
What is happening with this?
Hold on, just hold on.
Okay.
But I don't think it's gonna work because...
We do have 30 minutes left before portfolio reviews.
Okay.
And, you know, speed things up a little bit.
I am.
You gotta whip Chris once in a while.
Oh, no.
But we do this as designers. We get so fixated on one screen because in a lot of ways, and it's kind of good that you're doing this, in a lot of ways that, you know, one screen could determine the color palette or the styling and maybe even the flow of your entire application.
Right.
So getting that one screen right, you know, could be very essential to this process.
Yes.
But we are running out of time.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought they said I had 4 hours. Jeez.
We could just tell Kevin and Johnny just to go home, go eat lunch. You can design. I'll just leave you here. I'll go to lunch.
Wait, what? I'm just waiting to hear your growl today.
I had a power bar before this, so I should be okay.
A purr bar?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll just do that. That's what we'll do.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's simple.
And we have tons of colors to use, so if we don't like it, we can go back. Okay, so that works perfect. So,
oh yeah, Maj is from Quebec and he's from Montreal.
Is he really?
He is.
Oh, very nice.
I've been there many times. They have a restaurant in Montreal that's it's basically a massive orange. It's called the Orange Julep, I believe.
Orange Julius?
Julep?
Julep?
Julep. Not related to the other one that's in the U.S.
Which is Orange Julius.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. Yep. I remember being a kid getting those, and now I taste them, and I'm like, wow, how much sugar did you put in this thing?
It's like those high C's.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. They were great when we were kids, and we could burn off all these calories.
I still do. Do you know how much I talk?
That's true.
My watch tells me to be quiet sometimes. All right. So we've got our 2 buttons here. Look at that. We're using our buttons, but we probably need to make them bigger.
Hey, Afroja. Another one of our awesome regulars just popped in.
Change this. I love that you can still change text.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change.
Yeah, there are a few things on symbols and that you can override and repeat grids, but, you know, more's coming.
All right. Guess what?
What?
Do you think that's too much blue because that's our call to action?
I don't think it's too bad.
You sure?
It's not terrible.
Okay. Because I don't want to call away from these.
Yeah. No, I think it's okay for now.
Okay. So I'm sitting at 200.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. I feel like this needs to come up more. So I'm going to go 160, which is...
It's looking good. I like it.
Yeah. We'll keep playing with it. Okay, and then we need to do this down here. And we actually need to... Oh, I had that backwards. I did not know that.
What'd you do?
So I had name for login, and you don't need that, obviously. So this one actually will work. So let's bring this down. So we don't need name for login, but when we're creating a sign up, I need to know your name, email address, and password.
Right.
So, okay, let's go there. And then this is going to change to...
Hey, Ralph, welcome. And if anyone has any questions for the amazing Chris Cannon, definitely throw them in the chat. Pick his brain.
Yep.
He likes talking a lot, so
Literally
he will answer.
Pick my brain. It's a weird saying.
That's strange.
Yeah. There's other sayings that are very weird too. Okay. I like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're keeping it simple because we've only got...
We have 27 minutes until portfolio reviews.
We're going to keep it simple, but the fact of the matter is we got this. We have this right here. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of walking through. Walking through.
Walking through.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna have a transition micro interaction here. So we're gonna go from this blue to fill up the screen. So
okay.
I'm wondering if, and then we'll swap colors to another color.
Yep.
As we go through. So I think we're gonna go through this one, and then we're gonna go. Actually.
You're gonna make that wave.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring it here, and then. Bring this up to... If I make these...
It will convert it.
It will?
It might look a bit strange, but it should work.
I have to keep the dots, though. Like, if you delete a dot, it, like, freaks out and starts
Sometimes
doing
it does
this
freak
weird,
out.
Yeah.
Naturally, I mean, it probably... Because it's looking for the same amount of...
Right.
Andrew's asking, what converts better, sign up or... sign up as 2 words or sign up as 1 word?
I don't have an answer.
Visually speaking, I think sign up as 2 words looks nicer.
It does.
Because I don't
know. But then you have to go and change log in to log in. Yeah, I think you have to keep them both
maybe.
as that.
To keep consistency.
Well, and then here's the other question. Do you sign in or log in?
I don't know.
A/B test.
Yeah. A/B testing is good.
That's out of my pay grade.
Sounds like something you would spend like 2 hours in a room with a whiteboard debating on with stakeholders.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And I think they most likely what they would do is set up some kind of what do they call it? Analytic tool.
Yeah.
Do an A/B test and then basically find out which one does best.
Yeah.
A quick Google search could find that answer.
That's very possible. I'm sure there's there's extensive studies on this.
Right.
Riley is asking, what is your process to when it comes to handing off a design system to a client?
It's a good question. So Creative Cloud, I'll put it in there. They have a folder in there. And then basically from there, they can actually use that there because all their logos will go in there, everything that I built off. Yep. And not only that, so we're kind of doing this backwards because you wouldn't actually we're doing a design system to show that it's possible for an app. The brand, though, you're not going to want it in here. And typically what's going to happen is if I go, I don't want to lock it. If I go here, they have a cool thing. So this is actually one of my clients. So we did all their colors, all their brand inside of Illustrator.
Yep.
And it's all there. And anything I make changes to, I obviously have those. But we uploaded these things to them so that way they could have it. And then they basically can go through and they can choose their colors and stuff. And I actually can pull these straight in and then save them. So I would, in essence, in this direction, I'd actually be adding, I'd say, okay, here's all my brands. I'd add all the colors there. And then I would save them in my style sheet or in my assets panel. And I do it that way. So I feel like doing that. Now, if you're not an XD, or excuse me, on the Adobe platform, it's a little different, but that's typically what I'll do when it comes to this process.
Okay.
So yeah. I hope that answers this question.
I hope so too.
Okay, so we're gonna actually, so someone suggested sign in and register.
Okay, I like that.
And then James said nomenclature.
Yeah, sign in and register looks...
Have you ever met Jody in real life?
I haven't.
I met him at the Dribble hang time that they had in LA.
I wanted to go. You were talking to me about that.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Cool dude. He's got a pit bull.
Ooh.
Yeah. Follow him on Twitter. He says some funny things that actually gets me through my day sometimes.
That's good.
So it's us freelancers. I feel like I use Twitter as like I'm having a moment or I need something funny. Most of these people, I mean, Amy, Jed, a lot of people who are designers on Twitter, I almost said Dribble for some reason, on Twitter, it helps out. And you can... It
totally
They're
does.
always open to talking to you. All right. So I'm going to take his advice, and I'm going to do sign in and register.
Okay.
Ooh, it still fits.
That looks good.
I know.
Yeah, it does look good.
Okay, so we're going to do that same thing here. Come on, work with me. There we go. Okay, so we got that. So since we're pressed for time, I'm going to... Okay, so I'm not going to do a walkthrough when it comes to them signing in, but when they sign up, I'm going to go to the walkthrough.
Got it.
So register, and actually, we actually need to do something different there. So this is actually going to be sign in, and this one's going to be register. I can't spell today.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure. All right, now we got that.
Yep.
Here. See, and then that'll slide down. So what we need to actually do is grab this path, bring it here. And what I'm gonna do on this animation is down here. Let's see.
You're getting fancy now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get fancy. All right. So I want to test these animations.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens.
I'm going to test these animations. So log in, make sure my buttons are connected. And for sake of time, normally what I would do is I'd actually have another keyframe artboard for the login, basically fill in words, right? As they click on it,
of course,
then it would go to it. But okay, so we got that there. Okay, let's test this. So we're going to go. Oh, I need to make this my home too. Did I do something wrong there?
Nope.
Oh, is it disconnected now?
Nope.
There it goes. Okay, then I need to connect here. after time. So
that's going to be a time transition, right?
Yes, which should be instant, right?
And by the way, now that we're talking about time transitions, because we see this a lot of people ask, I don't have the time option.
It's because they clicked on an element or
yes.
a layer.
So for time transitions to be available, you have to have an entire artboard selected rather than individual elements, because you want the entire artboard to transition from one state to another.
Right.
After a certain amount of time.
Right. You know what I found interesting in this dropdown?
Yeah.
0 wasn't there.
I know. I use 0 a lot.
Right. So do I.
We should bother the team about that afterwards.
Yeah. But the only reason why they didn't put odd numbers in there is because they didn't want to be odd. They always wanted to be even. They always wanted to get even with you, Howard. Another dad joke.
You tried.
Yep.
Okay,
so I like it, but we need to obviously speed it up. And what if we snapped at 0.5?
Anything but bounce.
You don't like bounce?
I don't like bounce.
Really?
It's too exaggerated.
Yeah. Do you think we should add these to the... This is your realm. The animations, like you love making animations. So here's my biggest thing. Oh, here we go. Sign in. I don't need those on the other one, right? Like they came in just fine.
Yeah.
Okay. We could technically do a time here and have these shoot down, but no, we're good. All right, so we've actually gotten into starting to get to that point. Yep, so this is good, this is good. Registration's good. All right, let's start working on our walkthrough. Okay, so a few things that we need to teach them is swiping. So faster transactions. Not transition, transactions. There we go. Center it.
Oh, and for those asking, Aditya just asked, who are you? So this is Chris Cannon, and you're on Behance?
Whoa. Hold on here. You just...
For those who are just joining.
But you just can't just... People, the question is who are you? I mean, I don't know that person. No, I'm just kidding.
You're on Behance, right? There you go.
Yes.
Thank you, Tim.
Yes.
You're on Behance, you're on Dribbble, you got some great stuff on Dribbble, Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Cannon, good guy. Colorful Chris, there you go.
That's interesting. I don't remember ever turning that down. Okay. So faster transactions. Hey, can you give me an icon with money?
I could do that, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm actually probably going to buy that kit. The Nucleus kit that you have, or the icon set?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I think Peter Del Tondo.
He's the one that told you about it?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see what my title is. Bold, not extra bold.
What kind of money icon you looking
This is what I love. Like bills.
Bills.
Money bills. Yeah. This is what I love about having this, is because I was like, oh wait, what's my title again? And I go back, it's 36 at a bold, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I've got it.
Yeah.
Wow, you okay there? How's that? How's that tea?
I think I just went through puberty.
Oh, hey guys.
It's been a long week, Chris.
Yes, it is.
I think I'm losing my voice just listening to you talk so much.
Heyo! What are we up to, like 6 now? Who's keeping track? All right.
Oh, you drafted Eric on Dribbble.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
cool.
I have a couple of, I don't know if I can do that here, but I do have invites.
You got invites, let people know. I've actually been I've been giving some away lately.
Yeah.
If people tweet me some really cool auto animate stuff.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so you can do that too.
Very nice. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but as long as it helps. Did you know that Kenny's in the
I know,
chat?
I see Kenny. Hey, he's one of our designers on the XD team.
Yeah. Doesn't he have something to design for more XD features?
We're all going on break. So
No.
Kenny's asking what icon set I'm working with. So I'm using the Nucleo application, which is a free application. You can use it as an icon manager. And I don't know, maybe last year or so, I purchased this symbol icon set, which has a ton of different icons of all different kinds. So I was able to actually drag that into Nucleo, and it just loaded them all in. But you can also unlock Nucleo's set. I believe it's $99 for about 25,000 icons, something crazy like that. And they have some really high quality stuff. And it also ships with Google Material icons, which are free from Google. So yeah, and I'm looking for, in this case, money icons for Chris. I don't have any bills, I don't think. There's like a wallet. You want a wallet?
Yeah, that'll work.
Wallet's good? Okay. So I will, I'll put this in a doc and just share it to you. And
put it in the doc we had originally, the icon doc.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it'll update.
Yep.
Okay, let's go back to you. Kenny's eating lunch.
Oh, is he?
Now I'm hungry again.
I expect a Instagram picture, Kenny.
Vlad's asking, why not design your own? And I think in most cases you might.
Time-wise.
Time-wise, yeah. We're running out of time. We have 15 minutes left until we review portfolios.
Yep. Hey, do you think this this text will be okay? Get your transactions done fast because we don't have much features.
Sure.
Yeah, that works, right?
Why not?
Okay, next one we want to walk through is... interesting.
Let's see. So this icon looks pretty good. It's 32 pixels. Yeah. All right. I'm saving the doc, and it should update, or it should at least notify you that it's been updated soon. There it goes. Saved.
Okay.
See you later, Slimane. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. Okay, so...
Nucleo XD discount. I wish.
Coming soon.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would actually. I had to get my colors over my assets. Again, that's one thing I do want.
What?
In a shared library, you actually have colors here.
Yeah.
Right, and you can obviously copy those over. I wish in your shared symbols you could share asset panels.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Okay, Tim just posted font pick. One of our previous guests made a free app with 8,000 icons.
He actually used all 8,000?
I don't think he... No,
that's a challenge.
No, I think
right
he
there.
made the font pick app.
Oh, okay.
But that would be impressive if you made an application with 8,000 icons in it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what would you...
I don't know.
Maybe an advent calendar, because there were many.
Or an icon manager.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, yeah. Hey.
Hey.
We know what you're doing after the holidays.
Yeah, Sue Young, I might get to that at some point, creating a video for Behance design presentations.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, or I'll find somebody who does really cool stuff, because I don't think any of my Behance presentations are very good.
It's a hard, I shouldn't say hard, it's a tedious task sometimes.
It is, but you have to put the effort in, especially if you're trying to attract clients. They want to see some really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Beneath the clothes we find a man. Beneath the man we find his nucleus. I like that.
That's actually deep. Like, yeah, but you know what? That's like PG-13. You're
nucleuses are fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're good.
And let's.
I like this gradient that you just changed this, right? The color.
I just actually went 3 different colors. So I took from the.
I like the middle one.
Blue.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. So this is our primary color, and I want to end with that.
Okay.
And then it'll be nice because one of our primary buttons looks great on it. So it looks good for
that. Not bad.
Mm-hmm. I also have a secondary button color that will actually look good on this also. Oh, I need to grab that button because if I do, it'll break. There we go. And I want to make these buttons bigger. I'm going to do that. And then I need to start. Did you have the hardest time going to think that O is not for oval, but E is for ellipsis?
Yes. Yeah. Well, usually what I do is because I'm so used to Photoshop, I'll press E. No.
No. It's a different button.
It is different. What is R? No. What's it?
It's U.
U. You're right. See, I'm losing it already. U. And then I'll just shift U to cycle between the different shape tools. Yeah, so switching between applications confuses me sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I said, I had to figure it out. So,
but it makes sense though, right?
Yes.
Rectangle R.
Oh,
ellipse.
I forgot to tell everybody. I'll actually be giving out this file so they could play around with it afterwards.
Oh.
Even if we don't finish it,
okay.
At least they can.
Where are you gonna post it?
Behance.
Okay.
Or I may just share the file on. Oh wait, that's right. I can't just share. That would be nice on shared if I could send it using Creative Cloud. I just send it up.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to grab like a Dropbox.
I think you can upload it to a Creative Cloud as a file.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you can share that link. And even if people edit it, it's not gonna.
Really?
I think so. You can have it like basically a downloadable file.
Okay.
Did you know? I just learned this recently. Did you know there's? I think you just did what I was about to tell you. Yeah, okay.
What's that?
You can very easily change the opacity with
numbers?
the numbers, like you can do in Photoshop.
I'm a hotkey kid.
Yeah.
That's actually my nickname in high school, hotkey kid. So yeah, I don't know what that means actually. I don't. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a cool shortcut.
Oh yeah, I like it.
It works.
Except for when you get distracted by somebody talking to you about hotkeys, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, hotkeys." All right, so that's good there. The only thing we don't have.
I'm not feeling that button.
I'm not feeling it either.
The colors throw me off on the green background.
Yeah, but we got to do it other places too. So.
Oh no. I would go either like a white button or like just a border.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then, well.
Because it would be difficult to find a single color that works across all three.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. So we're actually gonna go. So next.
That's a good question from Jody. Are you a hotkey kid or a hot key kid? That's a deep question.
How many minutes do I have? All right, so we're gonna break this symbol. Man, override symbols can't come any sooner.
I know.
They really can't.
Soon. I don't know when soon, but soon.
Yeah.
At some point. Soon could be 7 months, could be 2 months, it could be 1 month.
Oh,
could be tomorrow.
Don't hurt the.
Could be 2026.
Okay, Is there a hotkey to? Oh, did you see this?
What?
Edit and source document.
Ooh, look at that. We were talking about that yesterday.
I didn't know that you could do that. When did that come out? Did that come out this? And it actually highlights it.
Fancy.
Very fancy.
Johnny Vino is in the house, people.
I thought Gus left because we were just being obnoxious. But
I don't
he actually
blame
went
him.
to go get somebody. That's awesome.
And he probably left because we were being obnoxious and then ran into Johnny.
I don't know.
That's probably what really happened.
That's what really happened, yeah. There is a hotkey, by the way. It's Command-Shift-G.
Okay.
So.
Syeda is asking, can you use that white button if it's not in the design system?
Yeah, because you have a transparent level. And what we're doing now is we're applying stuff. Again, a design system is not supposed to be set in stone.
Right.
It's meant to have you explore, but you're going back to those buttons. So I don't have to make 50 buttons. I just copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's the purpose here. I mean, we may even come back in and someone in the marketing department's like, hey, so in our blog post, we actually are going to have quotes. Well, we don't have a quote text here. So we need to add it.
Yep.
So it should be something that should be forever growing. And design systems, if you stop designing your design system, you need to go. There's the door. Get out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not as mean as you.
Sad.
Sad. So you got anything planned for the holiday season?
I don't.
Nothing at all.
My parents are coming into town.
Okay.
And we're going to go do the King Tut Museum in Los Angeles.
King Tut.
Yeah.
King Tut.
King Tut. You don't know who King Tut is? Oh, come on, Chris.
He's on YouTube, right? Oh, I got one!
Oh, there you go. You're catching up.
But you know what? Because I love you, though, I'll go to 4 and I'll stop.
Okay.
So we can be tied.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. And I think my wife and I are going to take advantage of that because with our daughter, who's just turned 2, we don't get time alone and time out very often. So we'll leave my daughter with my parents and we'll just, you know, they're good babysitters. They're good people.
Yeah, you know, it's funny that you say that because my daughter's birthday is next month. Which, if I remember correctly, they're about the same age too, right?
Yeah.
And
we should do play dates once.
Yeah, totally. We'd have to do it over FaceTime though. And that...
well, if we ever come to Utah or you ever come to Los Angeles.
No, totally. But I will tell you that I'll never get Portal. Don't want that in my house, so...
Portal.
Yeah,
Portal. Those things are interesting.
Have you used one
yet?
It
moves, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I want to go out of camera and do stuff rather than that camera.
I know. You can turn that off, I think.
Can you really?
Yeah, but, you know, we got 5 minutes left.
Do we really?
5 minutes until portfolio reviews. We go to space in 5 minutes.
How many do we have?
I mean, what?
Portfolio reviews do we have?
We're going to look at 2.
2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll have extra time after.
You will, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're going to try a UI thing here.
And if you have not submitted your portfolio yet, get those in. We have 4 minutes and 24 seconds.
If you have not, shame on you. Shame on you. See, look at this. I still habit-wise, I go into the color. But it's right there. Terrible human being. Terrible.
You got some Johnny Vino fans in here.
Oh, such a good designer.
Yeah.
You are. It's a good designer.
Yep.
So, let's see here.
Now, what's the thought process of? Oh, unless you're not going to do what I'm thinking you're doing, but you had the buttons stacked on top of each other. Was that going to stay like that, or that was just temporary?
This is what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay, never mind. Ignore me.
No. It's fine. I see a lot of the animation that you do, and I think that same way too. Like, hey, let's do this. And I think after you like do enough animation, you're like, oh, I know where he's going.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking was this. So when you get to here and you hit this button, it slides the back buttons behind it, and it slides it down.
Okay.
And so if you need to go back to look at the previous walkthrough tip, then you do that. And then my icon is in there, right?
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the money icon, yeah.
Perfect.
So I had a follow-up question to the design system question is, do you have to add the new button to the design system later? Like the white button that you're using?
Yes, but it's also, again, it's a transparent button, or not transparent, you can call it transparent, but yes, I would add it to it. Here it is. The thing with this is I would also add a rule here with the disclaimer that says, hey, match it with the background.
Right.
Because that's what we want. Because look at here, we've obviously added our other button here. I'm going to actually move this around to make it. For the sake of time too, we did a little bit of cleanup when it came to structuring this, but I would probably structure a little more where I'd say, hey, this is going to be your walkthrough buttons, this is going to be that. And I'd add more labels. And then how do I want to do this? Where's our background color? I have to obviously see the button. So
yeah, it's tricky when it's white on white.
Yeah, and that's why probably what I would do is I'd add a background color here, and then I would actually show all these buttons in white, and then with the disclaimer. But again, sake of time.
Yeah.
It's weird when
Speaking
you only
of
have
time,
2 hours.
I know, and when you talk through most of it.
Yeah.
We have a minute left to get your portfolios in.
You're a good guy to talk to. It's always fun to talk. All right, so let's start.
What was the worst experience you guys had?
What's the worst?
Have you had a bad experience with a client or?
Oh
anything?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was the worst?
What's the worst one?
Yeah. Aside from this stream.
Wow, you think this stream is the worst one?
I've been picking fun at you the whole time.
That's true. That's 5. Now it's 5 to 3, and I've got to try harder. Okay, so I once had a client who I used PayPal to. That's what I did in the beginning of my career. We went through his process. I gave him the contract. I had a contract and everything. Yeah. Gave him that, and he actually.
Contracts never mean anything.
He actually went to PayPal, complained that the product wasn't fully to 100% of what he expected.
Oh boy.
And he removed all that money from my PayPal.
Yeah, it's tricky with PayPal.
So I don't use them anymore. And I don't recommend other freelancers doing that.
Yep.
So.
And with that being said, you ready to go to space?
With bad news comes good news.
There we go. We're going to take a look at some portfolios. We'll be back in just a second. We're going to strap on our helmets and we're going to space.
I'm floating. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
My helmet's falling apart.
We're in space. Uh-oh.
Hey, we didn't even do a preliminary check. Like we just
That's okay.
There's air.
We're good. I was hoping there wouldn't be air. So maybe we'd stop talking.
How would that stream be?
I don't know. All right. Here we are in space. Look at that cool console behind us. Yeah.
It's hard to use this mirror in front of us to do your hair.
This makes a great mirror. We have a big monitor in front of us. Yeah. So we just stare at each other all day.
All day.
All right. So, portfolio time.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. The first one we have is from Yuri. He is from Brazil.
Oh, Christmas colors.
He's got a few projects going on here. Some teams he works with. He focuses on interaction design, UI and UX. He's on the web, which is great. I always like to see people linking to their other profiles.
Yeah.
And he says he has a bachelor's degree in graphic design for the past 5 years. He's been specializing in UI and UX design. Cool. Oh, he's got lots of, okay, there we go. Some work experience. Now, what do you like to typically see on a Behance profile or any sort of profile that, you might be looking for clients or work or whatever it might be, or designers?
Well, the good news is he mentions in his about that he's a UX designer.
Yep.
He's actually given work experience as a UX designer.
Yep.
But he doesn't have any branding up there, right? Which makes total sense, because a lot of times you'll see that people are like, oh, I'm a UX designer, and then you see all this old work of him or her doing branding, and I'm all, that's not gonna win you a job.
I think that's literally my Behance profile.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. It's a lot of old work that isn't related to anything. So
I should
probably fix that.
That's who I was looking at last night.
That's where you saw it.
Oh, it's fresh in my memory. All right, so we've got a boarding pass.
Yeah. So what do you want to check out first?
I'm flying tomorrow, so let's check out the boarding pass.
All right.
I'm actually a fan of minimalistic.
I like this. Yes. I like minimalism.
Yeah, I did too.
When it's used right. And in this case, it looks, it's straight to the point. It's got the product image on the left, the title, and a little brief description right there.
Yeah, yeah. I like that concept too. It's very...
Speaking of concept.
Speaking of the word concept, what did he want? What was he trying to show here? He was trying to show... See, and this minimalism concept here is hard, because you have to think of all the features first, and then you have to plug them in. Because if you think of any features that are after that, you're like, oh crap, how do I keep that minimalistic?
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
Colors are good.
Yes. Yeah. And he also adds both, which I don't. Question
is that necessary?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I mean, if you were gonna do both RGB or RGB, and then this is the one that I always show.
CMYK?
CMYK, yep. If you were gonna do both of those, I would do that. But hexes, they pretty much cover it.
I think so. Usually they do, especially in UI and UX design, because you're not printing anything.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of Futura, we spoke about this quite a bit. There we go.
I like that one.
It's like he's speaking to you.
PT, huh? That's it. I haven't seen that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that rounded edges? That's rounded corners, isn't it?
I don't know. It's hard to see. Maybe.
Zoom?
Zoom. No.
No, it's not. Ah, they look like they're rounded.
It's nice and soft, though.
It is. It's very welcoming.
Yeah, the red is really nice. I like this red.
You know what a mean font is? Comic Sans. Boy, I could tell you a story about some Comic Sans.
It's a good font.
Yeah. Back in my day, Comic Sans was everywhere.
So he has different contexts for his app, which I feel you don't see very often, especially like written out.
Yeah, I was reading that.
When are you going to use this app? In what context? Are you going to use it at home?
User scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
When you're at the airport, at the gate, what are you going to do? You know?
Yeah. His professors taught him well.
Yeah, I think so.
Very well. One thing I would suggest here is on the app itself, not necessarily the portfolio, but most airports don't use barcodes anymore. They use QR codes.
Oh yeah, so maybe update this.
Yeah, keep up with the times to make sure, because in 5 years from now, if you still have this on there, someone might be like, "Oh, is this very, very old work?"
Yeah. Well, 5 years it'll probably all be like NFC, just tap and go.
It's
maybe
probably embedded right into your arm.
Yeah. What I would say, and this could just be a problem with putting the screen inside of a mock-up, is it looks like the elements, specifically the back button and the header text, like today at 1400, a little bit too close to the edge of the display. So I would pull that in a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Oh, there's animation.
Oh, this is our favorite part.
Here we go.
He saved the best for last.
He did. Okay.
I would speed up that animation.
Okay, there was,
The beginning one.
I like the rearranging elements.
Yeah. So there's
that looks good.
There's a place here actually on Embarcadero here in San Francisco, the port of San Francisco.
Yeah.
They have a board that does the tick like an old clock.
Yeah.
I always envision, this obviously isn't his thing, but I always envision when I see those would be cool enough.
That would be neat.
These apps.
Yeah.
Just because it's like old fashioned, and there is actually a airport that does a lot of this stuff in, I want to say Germany, that they have like all these around, and it actually does the old fashioned.
That's pretty cool.
Flipper.
Hey, what's up, Evan? One of our past guests on Adobe Live.
Yes.
Welcome. And hey, there's Yuri.
There is.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's check out some more. Which one do you want to go to next?
I'll find my buddy dashboard. Let's switch off of the.
Oh, it's with dogs too. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And this kind of hits home to me because I live in the neighborhood I live in. I'm on the Nextdoor app. Do you use Nextdoor?
I don't.
Okay. So it's basically an app that people, in the neighborhood, verified people can hop in the app and have a little community so you can talk to each other.
Oh, really?
But it seems like every single day, multiple times a day, someone's dog gets out of their backyard.
We have a like Facebook group for our neighborhood, and that's like 99% of the time.
It's all it is.
And my yard apparently has a sign in front of it that says, "Please come crap," because it always ends up, it's a crappy situation.
Oh, and this is for finding pet adoptions.
Adopting.
Oh, so ignore my story. It was completely irrelevant.
Yeah, but it was about dogs.
But it would be cool to have an app that lets you find your dogs, like Find My iPhone, right?
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Because they all have chips, hopefully. All right, so same concept, very minimalistic up here.
Yep.
I like it. I like that there's consistency across the projects.
Yeah.
There's an about section, task, deliverables.
What language is that?
Probably either Portuguese
I'm
or...
assuming, right? Yeah.
Could be, because he's from Brazil, so it could be Portuguese. But I like seeing the flow.
Right.
Again,
I would...
something you don't see. It's a little squished.
It is, but I would, if we're going to have one language, I would make it one language.
Oh, okay.
I would do that because... Obviously, if you're going to type in English in your other parts, then the person may be confused. Because what if this is the main point that they're trying to see? Like,
right.
They might be like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome."
No, that's true. And Paul Traney is in the house.
Paul,
welcome.
I think Paul's in Vegas right now. He's probably enjoying the warm weather.
He's probably having fun.
Yep.
And I'm stuck here with you. So we have...
Bird number 7.
We have colors. Again, really cool.
Yeah.
What do you... Would you have the pure black border around the white? Or would you go a little bit? Yeah, you would?
I think that's kind of the thing there.
For some reason, that always stands out to me.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing. It's just a very nitpicky thing.
Right. I think it's preferences that it's not... I think you have to kind of do it. But, man, that pink... It's funny.
So
Dribble did their pink, and now everyone's like, I got to do pink.
I like it. Because it's not pink. It's like pink with a touch of red.
I can't see on there. Is that purple?
No, it's... Oh, this one?
Yeah, let me see that. Hold on.
It might be at it might be actually this at the top.
What's that? What is that again?
See, it might be this. It's 382040.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very slight purple.
It looks different.
Yeah.
From that box. Okay.
Yeah. Again,
looks really
fonts,
good.
marine,
I like it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, those purples go together. I like it.
Dogs nearby.
They have, I would have suggested that I like the little tight up here. A little tight up here. And I'm curious to know what would happen. Obviously, we're doing portfolio reviews, but I'm curious to know what would happen if that was on a smaller screen.
It's true.
You would lose a lot of that. So
T-Mobile has used pink too. I think they still use pink. I like their T-Mobile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They did.
I like T-Mobile's pink, and they really go pink. They just announced that the Mariners are going to be T-Mobile Park.
Really?
It's pink. There's like pink neon lights all over the place.
Seattle
really cool.
Mariners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
Paul says the problem with color swatches is that they display as equal when you never use that pink as equal to purple.
it's deep.
Wow.
Paul's getting deep.
He spends a lot of his day in Illustrator, and he's always messing with that color circle.
Yeah.
You know, you just get in there, and then it becomes psychedelic, and just things start happening. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's getting deep on us. All right, so...
I wish I could understand some of this, like the filters at the top. I don't speak Portuguese,
yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Again, that would be my recommendation if you're...
Yeah.
That's... how do you feel about that? Do you think it should all be... Because if we were to come here and that rest of it to be...
I think there should be one consistent language.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it has to be English. I'm just saying, you know, whatever your native language is, whichever clients you're trying to reach, if it is clients who speak Portuguese,
right, because you're in Brazil,
probably all Portuguese, or you know, keep it consistent. But you know, hopefully the visuals will kind of tell us exactly.
Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, this looks.
No, I think it looks really good.
A shopping section.
Yeah. Hey, I think a feature we could request from Behance is language change. Is that available?
Oh, like translation?
Yeah. So if I am in Brazil, but I'm also in. That it would translate it.
There's a plugin in XD that lets you
translates it.
Translate
so
your artboards.
That would be one way to do it, especially since he's a UX. That'd be one way to do it.
Yep.
I'm curious to know if that plugin's for Illustrator or Photoshop, and they could do that same thing, making it easier for you to translate. Because it would be nice if you could have a place where you could select your languages. Like this is what this is the language I have. So for him, he speaks English and he speaks Portuguese.
Yep.
And he may be trying to get English clients and Portuguese clients.
Yeah.
So I think it's ooh.
Yeah. So here's another one.
He
similar concept.
He does a very good job with red.
He does. Yeah. Red is very tricky sometimes.
Yes.
But it works, especially with the white.
Reminds
and it's
me of
not
Target
red.
here.
It looks a little bit off, but it's not off, not bad off, but off red.
Yeah. It reminds me of either the Pinterest red or the Target red.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Ooh, what is that? What device is that?
That might be one kind of like an HP, that flip thing.
Oh, okay.
Or a Microsoft Surface. Yeah, it actually looks like it's probably the Surface Book. Those little hinges. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that is we need an exorcist for that MacBook Pro.
Yeah, this is good. Good stuff, Yuri.
Yeah, that's very good. And his avatars, there's no joke. He does really good on them. Look at the avatar he has for this one.
Where?
Scroll up.
Oh, I missed it. Right this one.
Yeah, very good.
Good looking shot.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to. Oh, he's in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Zaryab.
Yeah.
All right.
He's awesome. He does a lot of the challenges.
Yeah, he is from Pakistan.
Yep.
He's got a little bit of an About Me section. I would definitely expand on that a little bit more. Tell us what kind of work you've done, maybe some clients you've worked with, how long you've been doing it, that sort of thing.
Wow, he's only been since last year.
Oh, there you go.
So does that mean that you just started your career? Is that what I'm hearing? That's awesome.
But yeah, definitely expand on the About Me section. But there, he has a lot of projects.
He does.
He's been busy.
I'm curious to know, oh, you can do my collections. I'm wondering if they'll ever have it to where you can only show your brand or your different things like that. Oh, see, he's got the UX, UI
there we go.
collection.
That's cool. Okay.
So is that a collection that he picked out, or is that collection that you're making?
I think it's kind of like a playlist that he's compiled.
Okay.
Yeah. So which one do you want to dive into?
The minimalistic mock-up freebie that I'm probably going to be taking from it.
This one? Oh, no, wait, where is it?
This one right here.
Ah, this one, okay.
I'm surprised you didn't recognize it. It has like an awesome gradient to it.
That does have a nice gradient.
Yeah.
It's an XD freebie, okay. Oh, you can just download it from Dropbox.
Yeah,
cool.
That's really
and this,
good.
something like this would probably work with Angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at ATM UX. Another cool gradient. What do you think of this gradient?
I like that.
Yeah, it's good.
I do actually like that. No, I think it's fine, because I was gonna say here's the hard part about gradients on when you're doing color.
Yep.
And I try to actually, when I do any type of what is it called, case study, or not case study, style sheet, I try to stay away from a dark background.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be, at one point, going to have to add colors to that, and you're going to have to break that out. So I would always do white on everything, and if you want to do a border, like maybe a 100 width, or width border on the side or something, if you want to add a little bit of pop of color.
Yeah. And sometimes what I've noticed is that even though he's using a white background for the color swatches, that white background is on a much larger gradient.
Right.
And that could mess with the colors a little bit. The
and it is.
Perception of the colors.
Because this color is actually that over there, but it looks like it's right there.
Yeah.
The other thing is, too, is I would actually fix this, because it like goes too much together, and you need to give yourself more spaces with those white boxes.
I like the little icons, though.
Yes.
Yeah, these are cute.
I do like what he did there.
Yeah, these are nice.
Very nice. Dual tone.
Home screen. Okay.
Oh, very, very nice.
Yeah, it's simple. It's nice.
Yes, yes.
Current balance is $249.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I would probably move move the text over just a little bit, so there's a little more padding.
I'd probably start your box right where your curve is.
Oh,
that's usually how I do it. Is I'll do a curve, and then I'll put a box inside of it.
Yep.
And then I'll check and say, oh, okay, that's what I needed at.
Yep. All right. I would probably, so something like this, the make a transaction button. Right now there's no amount, so that button would probably be inactive.
Yeah.
Until you put an amount in. So there, different states for
this
different scenarios.
This is the part that I don't like about people who make their form fields look rounded. To me, it looks like 3 buttons. Oh,
you're right, it does, because there's no differentiation between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hard part about that. I'm not a fan of the rounded. It works in some aspects. For instance, I've done a website for a company, and we had a subscribe button.
Yeah.
Well, the subscribe button itself was very, very, it was rounded, and we shot the form field out of it.
Oh, okay.
But you could tell the difference.
Right.
In this case, you're, again, back on this dark background or on a color background, and so it caused a little more problems.
You're right, yeah.
So.
Yeah. And same thing here. Same feedback here.
Yep.
Move these over a little bit and differentiate between this one and
make
this
the font smaller, too.
Yeah.
And a little bigger, a little big.
All right.
Perfect, perfect. See, again, now look, go up here. Is that now as a user, I'm like, is that a drop down, is that a button, or is that a form field? So I have to figure that out. So yeah.
All right, let's take a look at one more, then we'll switch back over to you.
Okay.
Which one do you want to dive into?
He did an Instagram web redesign. I think we need to look at that.
Okay.
Ooh,
there we go.
Gradients. Okay. All right. Instagram post detail redesign. Okay. All right, very nice. The nice thing about this is it still looks like it can be resized, so it doesn't look like he broke anything. These are probably, let's see, put your mouse on it. I'd probably make it a little smaller because you can still click them.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, is this the only part about it? Or is there more down?
That's it. So he says, please check out the client work. Is that a collection or?
No, it's not.
Maybe there's some in here.
No, because that would be his people that he...
Sony Music sent. Oh, these are not his. Okay.
Yeah.
If there's one in particular you want us to check out, let us know the name of it, and then we'll switch back over. But while you're typing that in, do you want to wrap up what you've been working on? Kind of go over.
I'm actually going to. What I was doing while we were talking was I'm going to actually make this our. I want to show off the angle. That's
let's do that.
That's what I want to do because we got about what 5 minutes. So
yeah, about 5 minutes.
I want to show that off. Let's see here. Have you ever done the blank mock-up yet? Oh, so this is the artboard I'm choosing, but I accidentally chose the wrong artboard. So I need to come back down here, and then what I'm going to do is now choose to apply. Have you ever done blank one yet?
I believe so.
So we're just going to do the splash screen, and then I'll switch it off. Sorry, my watch is telling me to stand up. It tells you at the most inconvenient times. You'll be in a meeting. Stand up. Okay. Oh.
You might need a shape. So if you draw a shape on that artboard, like a rectangle, and then you can apply it to that shape.
Okay, that's okay.
And ideally, in a perfect scenario, you'd have like an actual image of an iPad.
Yeah.
And then one of the shapes would be the screen. And you can use that.
This actually has mock-ups in it, so you can buy those from them too.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about Angle. They have a pack that you can purchase of about 500 mock-ups for any scenario, any situation that you need.
Yeah, because what it does is it actually uses a fill in the code. Boom.
Yeah, there we go.
So the few things we have to make sure we know about this is you obviously want to make it the right size dimensions, and so that's why I wanted to actually show it like that. But in essence, what we'd do is we'd say, okay, because this artboard would never be the same. It would actually be, so let's do this. Say that I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to say this is going to be, say you may do this, right? And 1600 by 1200 is a good size, but I don't need any vertical. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take the size of this artboard right here. So, and it is going to be bigger than the rectangle. So we'll go here. Okay. Oh, that's why I need to take this size. There we go. Okay. And then I want the other size here, 1024. Okay. And you can make it small, big, however you want it. So now that you know the size of it, so basically what you would do, and it's really nice because you can just go in here. This is the one that I want on our product.
Yep.
So what I'm gonna do is select that. And there is a hotkey. No, there actually isn't. I thought there was a hotkey. So pixel density is only 1. We only did it 1. We want the best quality. We can rotate it left. Right, so let's rotate it right. Okay, I'm gonna pick products. Okay. And again, yes, you're right. You would buy or get a mock-up. You would make sure that they're the same sizes, and then you would apply that to that there. See, and I obviously rotated it right, and it screwed it up.
Yeah.
But if it was the original one, and you can do a blank mock-up too. So, where'd it go? There it is. Default.
And there we go. Yep. Cool.
And you can add a shadow to it too. So if you want to, but look how fast that was to, once you were done, you just grab it, put it on, say a dribble shot or 1440 is what you want on.
And very quickly, let me hop back over to my screen. So this is the one he wants us to review, or one of them that he wants us to review. It's the Smart TV Remote. And there's 2 color options. There's a dark mode and a light mode.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I like the sketches.
Yes. So this is the part that I was talking about. This is smart to go through and say, this is how I did my process.
Yep.
Which is good for hiring too, because someone's going to look at that and go, okay, this person knows knows their process. They understand the values of what goes into it. You could even do it on an iPad and show an iPad screen.
You could.
So
yeah. Two color options.
There's a wireframe.
What do you think of the contrast? You know, assuming that each one is a color option.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the blue, actually. It's very nice.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't know what to do with this. There's a lot of buttons.
That's obviously the wireframe.
Oh, it's just the wireframe?
Yeah,
or
it's
is,
just wireframe,
oh, right.
And then the final design.
Right. It's been a long day.
You would not know. Yeah. I know what to do with all those buttons.
No, this part looks good.
Stare at it. Then again, like, here's the real question.
Yeah.
Now, after I would have done this, I would have thought about version like 1.2. How do I make this better and then not do? Because it's interesting. Because you look at the Apple, you look like DirecTV or something like that. And then you look at Apple. How many buttons are different? There's like 50 buttons on one. And
right.
So I'd be curious to see how he does that. But it looks good. I like that he did all these like they were the old school TVs.
And with that, we're going to use this app and turn ourselves off. It's been fun.
No, you can't leave me.
We're done.
No.
We are out of here.
Wait, remember we're supposed to end with what Dan asked us to
end with. Well, let's wrap. Where can people find you?
You know what? Find me on Twitter. I like having conversations with people on Twitter. If you're not in the Slack channel, get in there. Because I actually do a lot of mentoring there. And then Dribble and Behance. Yeah.
Cool. So stick around we have Kevin Lee and Johnny Vino coming back in just a few minutes.
Yep.
And we'll see you all later.
Yes.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.